As I was going through today, I realized I didn't have much to say about Risky Business, so I just went ahead and just posted the review on Instagram. Since I did it, I might as well show it off. But since Saturday we're starting the Saw franchise, and I realized I said I was going to review Invisible Man, and I never did. So here it is. The Invisible Man. Excuse me. First of all, definitely my favorite movie of 2020. A lot of people have said amazing things about this. Right on the cover, Elizabeth Moss delivers the best performance of her career. Yep. On the back, a cutting contemporary work of socially conscious horror. Yeah. I think so. So it's directed by Lee Winnell, a 2020 horror mystery starring Elizabeth Moss as Cecilia, Oliver Jackson Cohen as Adrian, Aldous Hodge as James, Storm Reed as James' daughter Sydney, Michael Dorman as Tom, and Harriet Dyer as Emily, Cecilia's sister. When I first reviewed it back when it came out, it had a 91 on Rotten Tomatoes. That was opening weekend, and it had made like 93.6 million at the box office, I want to say. Updated information has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and off of a budget of $7 million, it made 126.1 million. That, given the budget, did a really good job at the box office. This is a smash hit. When people talk about, horror films, the YouTube channel Watch Mojo recently did a top 10 horror movies of 2020. This was their number one. This is my number one. To be perfectly honest, my most hyped movie is Halloween Kills. I don't think it can beat it. I really don't. Blumhouse did it. They rebooted a horror universe called the Dark Universe, consisting of Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, Creature of the Black Lagoon, all stuff they did back in the 30s. And now Blumhouse just said, let's look at The Invisible Man. It's a property we haven't looked at yet. They did it. If you don't know who Blumhouse is, we have talked about them before. They're behind Happy Death Day, Halloween 2018, Get Out, Split, Insidious, Sinister. At least I think Sinister. Hold on. I want to say it was Jason Blum. Yeah, okay. Sinister was also part of it, and as well as this year's Halloween Kills. So, like I said, the Dark Universe, is based off of the old 30s Universal monsters: Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Creature of the Black Lagoon, yada yada yada. The films in the Dark Universe so far, besides this, were The Mummy, Dracula Untold, and The Wolfman. I'd never even heard of The Wolfman until I looked this up. The Mummy, yeah. Dracula Untold, yeah. Those films did not do well, and thoughts were beginning to say that the cinematic universe was dead. But Blumhouse, Lee Winnell, and an excellent cast saved it. All of the acting is really great, especially Elizabeth Moss. She does a lot of acting in her, it's just her in the scene where where she's fighting okay, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, stop watching this video, go watch it. It's 100% worth it. The Invisible Man, are you ready? It's Adrian. It's basically she's in an abusive relationship and she gets her way out of it. 2-3 weeks later, Adrian's dead. Adrian's brother is his attorney, and Adrian left all of his assets to Cecilia. Well, she didn't want it, but she took the assets. She paid for, I already forgot her name, the little girl, Sydney's college. And, you know, the issue is that Cecilia is having a falling out with her sister Emily, and that's when, you know, the kills start to get racked up. Is Adrian shows up as the Invisible Man. They meet at a restaurant. You see the knife floating in the air, and the look in Emily's eyes says it all. He kills her, puts the knife in Cecilia's hand, gets her locked up. There's a huge, massive, amazingly shot brawl at the insane asylum. Yeah, it's really good. It's really well shot, and there's a kitchen fight. I want to say maybe the midpoint of the film, where it's just Cecilia. It's just Elizabeth Moss walking around. You know, they're pulling her hair. She's sliding on the floor, you know, with wires and stuff. She's swinging. You know, they're doing this all. It's just her doing the stunts. She's a badass actress. And I have to say, this quote doesn't do it justice. She delivers the best performance of her career. Yeah. And then some. It's amazing. So like I said, all of the acting is good. There's not one actor I can complain about. The film has some very intense moments and great jump scares. Yeah. Here's what so the movie is just masterful, and there's a scene right at the beginning. The beginning is entirely silent. All you can hear is kind of the white noise of the air. And she's creeping around, she's packing her bag, she's getting it all ready to go. The first large sound you hear is her accidentally kicking the dog food bowl and the metal bowl scraping across the floor. Holy shit. In theaters, it got me, and even sitting here watching it a few nights ago got me. I watched this a few nights ago, and I'm just kind of going off what I originally said, because much like Birds of Prey, my opinion hasn't changed. Well, it's actually changed slightly. It's increased a little more. So, the brother and sister relationship between James and Cecilia, they're not actually siblings. They're just seriously good friends who act like brother and sister. It's so natural. You feel the chemistry between, even when Emily is involved, you know, they're all good friends. You know, they've known each other since, I'm guessing, like elementary school. James has a daughter now. He's divorced, sadly, but he has a daughter. Elizabeth Moss's character Cecilia is basically an aunt, and so is Emily. And their whole relationship and dynamic, even with Sydney, just, it feels all so natural. Like, I really hope all of them are seriously like this in real life and just get along this well. The fact that you cannot see the stalker at all is amazing. You don't even get an outline. That's what I love, is you don't see the outline, kind of like how they did in the 30s. It's just, he's completely invisible. The camera likes to pan a lot to just hallways where it's like, is he there? Am I supposed to be seeing something? Is he there? I had my eyes glued to both the movie screen and my TV back there. Glued, looking for any minor detail I might have missed. Anything at all. Obviously, I didn't see anything. He's invisible. You're not going to see anything. But I was thinking, like, maybe a picture falls that we're supposed to see, and maybe I missed it. No, none of that. It's just invisible. He's there. Maybe he's not. You don't know. That's what's so crazy about this movie. On top of the fact that terrifyingly you cannot see the stalker, it pushes Cecilia over the edge and makes her look insane, so much so that that by the time she's proven right, she just might have split into madness. The ending, while I don't know if I agree with myself anymore, originally I said I won't spoil the ending, but it is almost predictable. I think I might have meant who the killer was. Yeah, that was pretty much set up, and it's supposed to feel that way. I don't think what the actual ending is. Again, huge spoilers right here. So if you already know who the killer is since you've still been watching, but I'm gonna talk about the final scene of the movie. Basically what happens. So leave if you don't want to know anything. Go watch the movie. Even though you're still watching and you already know who the killer is. This last scene is crazy. So there are two suits. As it turns out, Adrian's brother was using one of them and Adrian was using the other. But here's the thing. Adrian's brother gets killed. And Adrian pretends to be locked up in his basement. Well, at the end of the movie, he invites Cecilia over to have dinner. And they, get to talking and whatever. She excuses herself to the bathroom. It cuts to her in the bathroom and then cuts to Adrian's throat getting slit by questions? Yeah. So then Cecilia comes back out of the bathroom, sees Adrian literally dead this time, and she starts screaming and crying, throwing out a performance, and then she backs up out of view of one of Adrian's cameras. He's a billionaire, by the way. Billionaire tech mogul. He invented the suit that turns people invisible. And she kind of just looks at him with this smile. The smile that says, now you're dead. She did it. She killed him. James knows it because she walks out of the house just calm, cool, whatever. He was tailing her as a request. And, she walks out of the house. He says, what's going on? What's wrong? She says, he's dead. It's fine. Adrian's dead. He can't hurt me anymore. He looks down, sees the suit in her bag, looks up. She goes, he killed himself. You believe me, right, James? He just says, yeah. He killed himself. James will do absolutely anything to protect Cecilia. It's insane. And I love their relationship. I don't love that. I mean, she killed somebody, call 911, bro. But that's all you. That's all you. So again, I don't know where I was getting at with it being predictable. I didn't see that coming. That was a twist. I was like, whoa, what? When it happened, it was one of those, maybe he's not actually dead. Maybe he really wasn't the killer. And you still wonder, maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was just the brother and she just killed an innocent man. But when, the knife slits his throat, I was like, whoa, what? And then, she's freaking out and I'm like, oh my God, he's still out there. He's going to get you. And then she backs out and I was like, what? It was her? What? That was pretty much verbatim my reaction. We saw this on a whim, actually. My friends and I were going to the movies. I don't remember what we were gonna go see. Trying to think of what came out around this time that we wanted to see. While I look this up, I'll keep talking. What came out around the time of Invisible Man? Yeah. Okay. That's real helpful. Whatever. I can't find anything. I'm not going to bother. But we were going to go see something else. I was like, you guys want to go see The Invisible Man? And they were like, yeah. So we went. And worth it. Very worth it. I was blown away. It was one I wanted to see, but when I go to watch horror movies, I can't watch them alone. Not in a theater anyway. If I rent it, I can watch it alone, but not in theaters. So, I was sure I knew who the killer was by the end of the first act, but that doesn't do anything to hurt the film. I just knew it was Adrian, and I kind of had a feeling the Scuzzy brother was involved too. Again, that's not going to hurt the movie at all. It sets up two people and makes you toss back and forth between the two until the final reveal. I did like that. I felt it was pretty well paced as well. Um, it definitely doesn't drag at any point. It does real well, just kind of going at the smooth pace. There's a lot of camera movements where you see just an empty hallway. But again, that's to give you that feeling of, is he down there? Am I missing something? It makes the viewer kind of go crazy trying to find him. It's a really mind-blowing movie, especially when you realize that, yeah, the title character is perfectly done, and all of the gunshots, stab wounds, and other injuries, they look real. So I'm pretty sure it was like um, mostly practical effects. Lots of blood pouches exploding. You know, stuff like that. I don't. The only CG really is the suit. That again, the suit when it's, and this that reaction isn't, it's a bad look. No, the suit when you see it looks cool, and then when it's kind of there's a point where she's landed a few hits on him, and it's broken some of the replicators, I guess you could call them, that make it go invisible. It's flickering in some spots. You see the suit, you see the invisible part on others. That looks really good. And then obviously for when he's actually invisible, they just didn't have him on set at all. They didn't have anything there. It was just her. The plot was great, with an underlying theme of effects in an abusive relationship can take on someone. Um, like I said, Adrian was an abusive boyfriend towards Cecilia, which has made her go insane. Not really, but pretty much insane to the point where she actually kills him. Um, she had drugged him to make him fall asleep so that when she snuck out, he couldn't go after her. Obviously, he does end up going after her to the point where he slams against Emily's car, busts a window open, stuff like that. With all that said, it's probably obvious that I love this movie. I've stated it 100 times. When I did this review, I gave it a 9 out of 10. And the reason I gave it that was I wish they had offered up one other character that would be antagonistic towards Cecilia. But at the same time, the film is quite effective. I'm changing that. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. And I will say maybe it needed one extra person, but at the same time, going with that ominous, who is it? Is it Adrian? Is it the brother? And having you flop between, well, maybe it's a figment of Cecilia's imagination, and then it's not. The words can't even describe it. So 10 out of 10 here. Silver Shamrock, it's earned it. It's well earned, in my opinion. Go watch Invisible Man. You can find it. Where'd I get it? I got it at Walmart on 2 days ago. And then I got it on digital a few days before that. I don't mind giving the studio my money for this. It's a really good movie, really well made, wonderful studio, wonderful cast. It's earned everything it's gotten. I know Elizabeth Moss was told that, or it's been said that she deserves some Academy Award nominations. I think that's for leading actress. I think she's earned that. Starting on Saturday, we're going to look at some of Leigh Whannell's more famous works. Saw. If you don't know anything about the Saw movies, it's basically, people call it torture porn. I don't know where I stand yet. It's the first time I'm actually watching the movies. Also, starting next week, I'll be going down to 3 days a week. Those days are confirmed to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I need some time to breathe. I wasn't going to do a video today because I watched Risky Business and I was like, I don't have much to say here. Tom Cruise is great. So I just posted it on Instagram and called it a day. If you're curious, I'll tell you what I gave it since I gotta open up the document. Give it a 7 out of 10. It's worth it. tomorrow I'm gonna do a video for Batman the movie, and at the same time I'm gonna record a video for Saw after it. I'm going out of town this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to do anything Saturday. I'm gonna try and make sure I post the Saw video Saturday. Just, don't make fun of me in the comments if I'm wearing the same clothing. I may just say, screw it, do both back to back and not bother changing my shirt. It's not really worth it. So if you see that, that's why. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you watch this movie. It is worth it. The only complaint I do have, this shower handprint scene, not in the movie. No, it should have been. That would have, I know it was ruined by trailers, but it should have been in the movie anyway. But that's literally water under the bridge. Go watch Invisible Man. Come back tomorrow when I talk about Batman from 1966. And I will see you guys later. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed what you just watched. If you're interested in more of my videos, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notifications every time I upload a video. And also, if you could, just leave a like down below and maybe even consider commenting, telling me things I did good, things I did bad.